So today, welcome back, what if they never left? It is steak sandwich time on the channel. And naming a steak sandwich is kind of tricky. We could have said, hey, this is the best Philly cheesesteak sandwiches that are out there. And then those crazy people out east would be like, it's not a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Where's the cheese whiz? Where's it? Oh. So, we can't do that. Of course, they would also bring up, hey, didn't we beat the Vikings in the NFC Championship game a couple years ago? Weren't we the world champ? Oh my gosh.
The rush. Keenum throws. He's picked.
Philadelphia. I'm glad I have no viewers from Philadelphia, or if I ever will. So we're just going to call it the dude steak sandwich. Look, it's steak, it's some vegetables, it's cheese, it's a bun, right? So it's not a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. So calm down on the East Coast. This is a channel about fun, humor, and a good time. Before we get started, though, a little chat on the meat that's being used. Typically, I think if you're going to make a traditional steak sandwich, or if you're going to go to a restaurant or even some of the fast food establishments looking for a steak sandwich, oftentimes it's going to be things like ribeye, skirt, flank, even maybe flat iron cut. And just because they're a little bit more tender, a little bit higher fat content. But really, if you want to make a steak sandwich, you can do it with a lot of different cuts of beef. We're doing it with sirloin today, which typically is a little bit tougher. So what we did to get this ready and to make it edible or chewable or biteable, any of those, we put this in a food processor and just pulsed it, 4, 5, 6 times. So if you take a look at the consistency here, it's probably a little bit coarser ground than hamburger. It's not as fine as a typical hamburger cut. So we have, just smaller chunks of meat. We can see the fat content that's in there, but that should give us a good run at making a reasonable steak sandwich with a cheaper cut of meat. So, hey, we're here to try to stretch the budget as far as we can sometimes. We'll get the pan heated up and going. So pan on. I like to use avocado oil. You can use whatever oil you like, but avocado, high smoking point, and not a lot of residual flavor, I guess is the way I'd put it. So while that gets heated up, we're going to season the steak, and you use your favorite steak seasoning of choice. We're going to have some videos coming up on some DIY seasonings and flavorings to use in recipes that you don't have to go out and buy a pre-packaged mix. But if you have some pre-packaged steak seasoning, go ahead and use that. I'll put a description of this in the description below. It is salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, ground coriander, red pepper flakes, and paprika. So pretty basic, simple steak seasoning here. So we're going to sprinkle that on pretty liberally to the meat. We will get the onions and peppers. This is one small white onion and about a half of a green pepper. And we're doing about 16 ounces of meat is the ratios I typically use for this. So peppers and onions going. We want to get those translucent, soft, so that takes a few minutes to do. With the seasoning on the meat, you can do that visually, but then get it mixed in there. Use your hands, use your paws. This is what God put them on the end of your arms for, is to stir and to mix. And we'll put a little bit more in there and get that well incorporated into the meat. So the meat is well seasoned. And if you don't have a lot of spices and you feel like making a steak sandwich, salt, pepper, garlic's fine. That's a very basic seasoning for almost everything in life. So feel free to just do a little salt, pepper, garlic. So we're getting the onions and peppers softened up, and cook down here, somewhere between a medium heat and a medium high heat, depending on your particular cooktop that you're working on. Buns today, we're using hoagie buns. We don't like to toast them. We think that's an unnecessary step. We're taking a stand against toasting here, right? Buy good bread, make good bread. T-shirt, no toast. So, hoagie buns. We're going with pepper jack. Cheddar's fine. Provolone's fine. Probably mozzarella's fine. Hey, what cheese do you like? Get ready to use that. Okay, so the onions have been going probably 3-4 minutes. They're getting nice and brown, starting to caramelize up, nice and soft. And so we add the meat here. And it's good to have your pan hot, cooking it up kind of quickly. And you can use your spatula to really kind of break it up and get it incorporated with the veggies you got. And the smell already is amazing. You know, that combination of spices and that seasoning really produce some nice aromatics. And oftentimes in food, that's what you're shooting for too, is the nice aromatic to go with the flavor. So good use of spices in this. This is going to fry up pretty quick if you got the pan nice and hot. All right, so we're almost to the point. We got the meat is almost ready here and cooked through. So I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be partitioning this off into 3 sections. We have a, what do they call those on the sets when people run around and get stuff? Are they grips? Gophers? We got a grip sitting over on the couch thinking he's going to get fed just because he ran down and couldn't find my A&W. But hey, food is love. We're always making food for people here. That's what we do. All right. So, what's that? Shiloh snoring? My dog, no. All right, so we got our quasi sandwich portion set up here. We just lay the cheese in and on. You could, if you wanted to speed it up, you could put a cover over this. The steam would melt it. If you cut your cheese up thin enough, it'll start melting good on its own. So, as our cheese is getting ready, we'll get the buns ready and then we'll build. We prefer mayo. You can take the food lube of your choice. And I don't care if the grip likes mayo or not, he's going to get mayo. He gives me a thumbs up. He says he'll eat a sandwich with mayo on it. So as we get the sandwiches ready here, the meat and the cheese will be about done. Start loading up the sandwiches. Cut the pan off there. Oh, yeah. Huh? We know what we're doing here sometimes. Put a little bit extra meat on top of that. That's what that 4th pile's for. To pile it up. All right. That's good. All right. There they are. The Dude Steak Sandwich. Simple. Find a nice, either a really nice cut of steak or sirloin is usually pretty inexpensive. Just a little bit of food processing there to get that into those bite-sized pieces that won't give your sandwich that real tough bite or chew. Green peppers, onions, leave them out if you don't like them. I mean, who makes you eat veggies? There's no food police. So build it the way you want. Very simple, though, to do. A very simple blend of spices that is actually quite good. Do you have a preference? Which one you get to pick? The one in the end? man, you're gonna have to. That is not. You want? Oh, you want that one on the end? Oh, all right. Boink. So here we go. I have to give it the. And then we have more videos to shoot, so I can't get this on. So you got to do the old Philly lean over. I mean, not Philly lean over. Listen, when obsessive compulsive people start writing to you, they never stop. So we won't poke the Philly obsession. Here we go. There are times when I feel burdened by just how good the food is we make here. That is so good. That steak seasoning is really excellent on there. Pepper jack adds a nice bite, and it's just killer. You didn't take a bite yet. You can set it down and take a bite. Give it a try. You got to give your impression. People don't trust me. They want to know what the guy behind the camera thinks. That's A+. Absolutely awesome. Thanks for hanging out. You won't regret making a dude steak sandwich. Until next time, God bless. Yep.